Thank you, Speaker. I rise again today in support of local community preschools and to share in this chamber the concerns of my community. During the most recent break from Parliament, I convened a meeting with directors from local community preschools in the Drummoyne electorate and surrounding areas to discuss the genuine issues facing the sector. I'd like to acknowledge and thank the following people: Helen from Drummoyne Preschool, Darren from Cabarita Mortlake Kindergarten, Belinda from Christchurch Gladesville Preschool, Keely from Concord Kindergarten and Marnie from Concord West Roads Preschool. These directors are well respected by our community for the quality of care that they provide in the preschools they each lead. Community and not-for-profit preschools are consistently among the highest rated in New South Wales. Our preschool teachers do an incredible job providing children with the best possible start to life, but they feel as though they're being left behind. One of the key concerns raised during our meeting was the long-term feasibility of retaining staff due to lower pay. Under the current system, community preschools struggle to recruit and retain staff due to the disparity in wages between private and not-for-profit sectors. In the for-profit sector, educators receive significantly higher salaries. The rollout of public preschools across our state is important and needed, but will only exacerbate the current problems felt in the sector because public preschool teachers are also paid more than community preschool teachers. This is going to make retaining staff in public preschools a lot more challenging in the years to come. Something has to be done, as we cannot expect community preschools operating for and by the community to compete on an unfair playing field. Each director I met with shared with me stories of talented educators who loved the community preschool sector and the families that they worked with, but could no longer afford to stay. These are dedicated professionals who love their work and who we should be striving to retain. We've seen many long-serving staff in community preschools retire or who have worked in the sector for decades and are close to retirement, but we aren't seeing the replenishment of a new generation. Younger educators with uni degrees choose to work elsewhere in the industry for higher pay. You can't judge someone for making that decision considering the high cost of living, especially in Sydney. Another issue that was raised was the misconception we hear from the government and most recently Premier Chris Minns that community preschools are, quote, sitting on millions in the bank while seeking a 15% pay rise. That's false. Recent media reports seem to suggest that community preschools themselves have millions in cash reserves that could be used to fund pay rises for staff. According to the ACNC and New South Wales Government data, the average community preschool holds about $738,000 in reserves, which is roughly equivalent to just 8 months of operating costs. In fact, 69% of preschools have less than 1 year of funds in reserve. These aren't profits, they're prudent savings, funds to pay staff entitlements like long service leave, sick and holiday pay. If a long-serving educator who has dedicated more than a decade to the sector decides to retire tomorrow, their entitlements must be paid out immediately. Holding capital reserves ensures that the centre is able to meet its legal and financial obligations without forcing that expense onto families. These funds are also used to meet compliance by the regulator and protect against unexpected maintenance costs in ageing buildings or to withstand natural disasters and rises in rent or insurance premiums. It is responsible governance, not excess. It's not profit waiting to be distributed to shareholders because that isn't how community preschools work. We should be applauding them for good governance and ensures the long-term viability of centres across our communities. Speaker, if the government insists that these funds are the result of greedy preschools hoarding capital, they fundamentally misunderstand community preschools. I stand for parental choice in early childhood education, and the option of a community preschool for families should be a viable choice now and into the future. I ask the government to preserve the community preschool model for the benefits it provides children and their families. Listen to these educators and support them. Don't make announcements like the expanding quality access announcement without consulting them, and help them remain sustainable into the future by listening to their genuine concerns. I thank the House.